podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.
Hello and welcome to a new podcast, The Paddock and The Pavilion with Stephen Wallace. In each show, Stephen will interview someone connected to the world of horse racing or cricket.
Our first guest on The Paddock and The Pavilion is Gaia Boni, the Italian ballerina who, inspired by an American blockbuster film, moved to Newmarket to be a jockey. Welcome to the Paddock, Gaia.
Thank you for having me, Stephen.
Ciao.
Ciao.
I'm getting my practice in, having been to Italy in January this year, and I know that area where I went to is where you come from. You were born in Milan.
Yeah, exactly.
And you were born in the city as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that area has been very badly affected by the coronavirus. How are your parents getting along?
Fortunately, they are well at the minute. Thank you so much. And I had a video call a few days ago with them, and my father is still busy with his vegetables garden. Okay. And my mother, fortunately, she come back to have some work outside in the countryside with the dogs. And of course, my sister keep going to work. And also my brother, he used to work like other people at home. And now he can come back to travel and do his meeting.
That's excellent news. I love my trip to Italy over the new year, Gaia, and I hope the situation continues to improve there and you'll be able to visit your parents later in the year.
Yeah, I hope so. Last time that I went to visit them was at Christmas.
That's good. Now, before we get on to the regular parts of the Paddock and the Pavilion, I just wanted to congratulate you, Gaia, on your debut win on your first ride on the Rolly Mile on Friday the 26th of June. How do you feel at the moment?
I'm still over the moon if I think about it.
Well, we'll get back to that later in the show. Your first passion was ballet. When did you start ballet?
I started at 3 years old and I carry on for 15 years, something like that. And my childhood was always ballet and school. So
how many hours did you used to spend ballet each week, or how many days did you practice ballet each week?
So when I was very kid, so like 3 years old to maybe 6, just 3 times a week, 3 times a week. And probably it's like 2 hours a day. And then when I become more grown up and everything, and I was going to do something like very agonistic, like academy, to try to go in that way, like a career. I trained myself 6 days per week.
You must have been very good at ballet then. Yeah.
Not really good, because then I left, because then I started to riding horse racing.
Yeah, with racing, how did you first get interested in horses?
Because one day I watched an American movie called Seabiscuit in the TV, and he gave me a lot adrenaline, because I used to see horses anyway with my sister, but was not my passion. I mean, I was always focused on ballet and school. But that movie gave me a lot of interest about that, and then I got the opportunity to go to visit a stable in my hometown at Renato Di Cepolo stable. I think it was Christmas Eve, something like that. I think 5 years ago.
So 2015?
Yeah.
When you were watching that film?
I was just, have a dinner with my family near the sofa with the telly. and it was my day to choose the film.
So you chose the film, yeah?
Yeah, I choose just pick up the first film on the telly, and it was Seabiscuit.
When you watched that film, or?
Yeah, just on 2014, I think.
Oh, so 2014, right? Okay.
I still was do ballet, so I train myself all the day. So the routine was I get up, breakfast, I go to the school to 8 to 2 o'clock, and then I eat lunchtime in the car, because it was, I think, 20 minutes in the car to go to the academy ballet, and then was like 3:30 for 2 hours, then I have a break, another lessons about 1 hour and a half, and then maybe another hour, and usually I used to come back like 8 o'clock in the evening at home, have a dinner, and go straight to study for the school.
So it was a very big commitment, wasn't it, ballet?
Yeah.
But watching the Seabiscuit film obviously changed you a lot, and you then decided to pursue a career in horse racing. But you did do some riding actually at some stables in Italy as well, didn't you?
Yeah, but was not the way to go for a career. Was like a new hobby, I used to go there just in the weekend, probably just Sunday, because on Saturday I had the school in the morning, and then I spent all the summer, and I started to ride the 2 lots for another trainer called Luigi Jack, who taught me a lot in just 1 week, and then I carry on. I started to do freelance for different stable like Incolic and for Grizzetti trainer. And I think the main year that I improved a lot was in the 2016. That year I got also the license for amateur, and I got 1 ride with the A-Dragon.
So you had an amateur ride in Italy, yeah?
Yeah, exactly. But was quite, I was very excited, and was, like living a dream to have a ride in your hometown,
So it was a very big decision then to come to the UK in 2018. What was the main reason why you decided to come over?
Because I had a lot of interest to start to study physiotherapy in Milan, but unfortunately I lose for like an hours for the entries for the university, So I started to do nurturing, and I loved studying that, but not like practice, Very good relationship with the patient, but when I have to like take the blood or something like that, I say no way.
Oh, I don't like blood myself, so.
So
How long did you do the nursing? Was it nursing degree you were doing then?
Yeah, university was like 6 months, maybe. Not sure about that. And then I got a call from Luca Cumani to have a chance to do 2 weeks from here, like a stage. And I said to myself that I was just 20 years old, quite young. So if I want to do something that I'm really interested to do, maybe it's good to do when you are still young.
Yeah, this was the time to come over. Yeah.
Yeah.
And had you been to the UK before?
Just once with the school. I don't used to go, to holiday with the school, but that day I went for 10 days near London, because I was quite struggled to carry on in English. Like my teacher gave me always 4, 5, sometimes 6 No, no, never 10, never.
No,
But,
5 out of 10.
yeah.
So
So
what did your parents think when you said that you wanted to come over to the UK to become a jockey?
was not like to come to be a jockey, because who knows about that?
No.
But they knew when I already bought the ticket, because they are quite, how do you say, they are very close parents.
Yeah.
Like, it's quite, for them it was quite strange to hear something from me, because I used to have a high score in school, do all my duty before pleasure and everything, but they knew that if I'm going there, it's because to get the experience for myself, also for life, and if the things go to roll, of course I give my best.
But they must have been worried when you were coming over to.
My mother was so worried, believe me. She called like 3 times a day. Now it's getting lower, but
That's good.
the days it was always with the mom in the call.
So you came over to the UK to Luca Cumani's is that May 2018?
Yeah, I started to work for him the next day of my flight, so 5 May 2018.
Well, you were starting at a good place. That's where Frankie Dettori started. So, what was it like at Luca Cumani's?
He is a very gentleman, very always focused about try to
Precise, yeah.
price,
Yeah.
exactly. So I enjoy a lot to get my first experience at Bedford Lodge, and I got my first gallops to the stores and everything, and then I look after like 4 horses in the evening.
So then there was an opportunity to move to another stable, and you went to William Jarvis's at Phantom House. How did you get how did you get your role there?
Because I read advance
Advert, yeah.
advert, yeah, in a racing career that he was looking for an apprentice jockey. So I went there to introduce myself and offer him to ride out, so he can have a look if he was happy with me. And then I got my license with him in June 2019.
So you started at Williams in the November 2018,
Yeah.
and then you went to the racing school in is it April 2000?
No, in May of 2019.
May, yeah. So what was it like at the British Racing School? Did you enjoy that?
Yeah, very enjoy it, because that starts the game. I mean, you started to study racing properly. I started to be very full immersion, studying riding, to do some piece of work to make sure you do the same piece. For example, one work was do 11 seconds for 4 furlongs or something like that, and then they invite a lot of people like Lydia for media training.
This is Lydia Hislop, yeah?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Another coach for motivation, the nutritionist of PGA.
So it's very wide-ranging. There's a very wide-ranging course when you're there.
Yeah, so every day I learn a lot and was very interesting.
Good, yeah. And so you've now got your license June 2019, and you're living in Newmarket. How different is Newmarket to Milan?
Very different, because when I always coming back at home, I complain about smog. Here, I don't feel any smog, or like it's more quiet with the nature and everything. That a lot of people, mostly they are in rush for work. They push you on the underground. So it's very different.
Yeah, we haven't got the metro in Newmarket. No.
No.
It's very different, I think, to the hustle and bustle of a city in Italy.
Mm-mm.
Well, we've moved forward then. So you've got your license, and then your first ride was on the 25th of August at Yarmouth. Now, I was looking up that particular day it's Sunday, the 25th of August. It was a very hot spell of weather. So we're actually in the middle of a British heat wave. So what can you remember about that Sunday at Yarmouth?
Yeah, it was very sunny day and the ground was very firm. I remember a lot because my mind was very busy because I was there with the 2 horses, Wimpole and Arigato. And I used to be also a traveler because the traveler was in holiday. So I was, think about declare the horse, make sure they have everything.
So were you in charge then of the 2 horses then, were you?
Yeah, and then fortunately my ride was the fourth, So when everything was okay, I went to the changing room to change myself, and then I had like 14 minutes to change again and go to prepare my horse to lead up Arigato for Josephine Gordon. Yeah, I really enjoyed the day also because I remember when I put my foot in the ring and saw all the people like Mr. Jarvis, Miss Emma Banks, the owner, with her, family, her mother and everything. So everybody was there to support me and give me best of luck. And I remember Mr. Jarvis said to me, good luck and enjoy your day because this one is your day, And then in my mind, I said, oh my God, so next try, no excuse, I mean.
How did the race go for you? How did you find the race?
Yeah, good. He jumped off and then it's a very long way, Yarmouth, that I could remember. But he did enjoy a lot. The trip was very firm ground for him. And
Hall you're riding, isn't it? Yeah.
And of course, it was my fourth race under rules. But was just, the first ride under rules. So nothing very was special, but tactically was like to give me more experience for the next rides.
Yeah, so that day you came 6th of the 7 runners, but 86 days later, on the 19th of November at Chelmsford, riding the same horse, Wimpole Hall, you won the race.
Yeah, we went fourth on the wire, and I was so excited because I recognized I was going to win from the second furlong, the last second furlong. He enjoy a lot the game to go through the horses.
Yeah, because that day you were racing against 3 Group 1 winning jockeys in Adam Kirby, Jason Watson and Luke Morris, and you came through the middle to win by 3/4 of a length at 20-1. Were your family watching that day on the television back in Italy?
They were very excited because that race I told them that I was going to ride, and they didn't. They can't watch until the replay.
Right. So they weren't watching live, but they watched it afterwards. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, they were very happy.
Did you know Frankie Dettori rode his first winner on Billy Pitt at Turin on 9th of November 1986? and his first winner in Britain was on Lizzie Hare at Goodwood on 9th of June 1987.
And then 8 days later, you had your second win on the 27th of November, this time at Kempton on Queen Constantine.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think I enjoy a lot the day because I used to look after her as well in the evening and ride her every day in the morning.
So it was a horse you knew well then, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And it was a honor for me bring her at home like a winner in my first ride with her, you know.
And that race you won in a driving finish. So at that time you'd won 2 of your first 3 races.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, it was a good start anyway. And then on the 25th of January, you won another race on Queen Constantine at Kempton. And on this occasion, you chased down the leader, who was quite a way in front, and you won quite easily in the end, though.
Yeah, she won quite very easy that race because I think it was also class 5, and yeah, she enjoyed it.
And then the last ride you had and before lockdown was on the 13th of February. We've then had lockdown. What sort of things did you get up to during lockdown?
Of course, the gym is still closed, so I used to do a fitness session at home, sometimes also with a video call with the personal trainer, and I went out for a run and maybe focus on to improve English with some books, and that's it.
So you've got a jockey coach as well, haven't you? Were you speaking to him during the lockdown as well?
Just by call because it was not allowed to go to the simulator room.
But you were riding out though, still riding out every day, yeah?
Yeah.
And you did some riding out for Ed Dunlop as well?
Yeah, in the last months I started to have a few gallops for him, and last Tuesday, so yesterday I had my 5th gallop for him at Alba-Atri. So I'm really pleased because he gave me the opportunity to improve, to get more experience in the morning because Mr. Jarvis doesn't go a lot at, turf gallop.
So it's all good experience though, isn't it? Yeah.
Let's find out Gaia's favourites.
We're now coming on to our favourites round. So Gaia, who is your favourite horse?
The 2 fellas, like Wimpole Hall and Queen Constantine. At the minute, just Wimpole Hall is in the yard. Queen Constantine come back at New Zealand to the owners. And of course, I wish her best career for breeding.
So you miss her, yeah.
Yeah, I miss her. Of course, I miss her.
And your favourite jockey? Who would be your favourite jockey or jockeys?
I don't have favourite jockeys because I try to, take something from different. But I really fancy Holly Doyle, of course, in this day because she's one of my how do you say aspiration,
Yeah.
And she helped me if I need something during in the racing day, and she's there also to ride, and maybe I have a question or maybe ask her some advice. She's always available to help me.
So she's very helpful, and of course she just had a winner at Royal Ascot only a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, she's still over the moon about that.
I thought you were going to say, being an Italian, I thought you might say Andriezzini or Frankie Dettori, but
no, I of course also Ryan Moore, maybe there is another girl now on fire is Michelle Michel in France. Girls like this give the view that in the future could be more probability they give the opportunities to us girls, you know.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot more girls now, aren't you? Yeah.
Exactly.
And now your favourite trainer.
I think every trainer try their best effort for the horses, you know. I can just speak about Luca Cumani and William Jarvis because I worked for them. I really impressed about Luca Cumani, who was trying to do 100% to each horses. Doesn't matter how good is he go always to look around and try to be very tiny and everything, you know. About Mr. Jarvis, he's very patient with the horses. I remember last year Lady Beaufort refused to go to the stores, and he and his head girl Becky worked hard, and they were very patient with the Lady B, you know, at home in the morning. And then the next race, she went straight inside the stores.
Yeah. So he's a very patient trainer then, yeah. Very patient.
I think she won as well. And of course, the Miss Emma Banks was very happy about that.
And he's a good supporter of you as well, William Jarvis, yeah.
Yeah, even though he doesn't have a lot of horses, because now we are around 22 or something like that. Of course, he tried his best to support me.
Good. And what would be your favourite race?
I think Golden Cup at Ascot.
Oh, the Ascot Gold Cup, yeah.
Yeah, because, you know, it's quite long to watch, and I can learn from that race.
It was 2.5 miles, so yeah,
exactly.
Long way, yeah.
And it's crazy to see again Stradivarius won 3
win
times.
so easily, yeah, 3 times, yeah, and by an Italian as well.
Yeah, Frankie.
Now, what would be your favourite race course?
So unfortunately, I didn't go to different race course, you know, because I had just 12 rides. But I enjoy a lot Campton. And I enjoy, of course, a lot the Newmarket role in my... Yeah.
Now you must be on cloud 9 because you've only just won on your first race at Newmarket, the first time you've been to Newmarket, your first ride on the 26th of June. Wimpole Hall won by a head when you beat William Buick in a driving finish. Now, tell me about that day. That must have been the best day of your racing career.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Fortunately, he jumped on well. I mean, to have a chance to have a lead from William Buick. And we traveled very nice to stay behind until I watched William Buick start to squeeze his horse. And then we moved on the left, and we picking up.
So were you confident during the race that you could win the race?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, because Wimpole Hall enjoy a lot the trip. So, of course, I was not very in rush, but I know if I started to put my hands down, he stopped. I mean, so I just make sure that I push until the warrior and everything after the dip. But because, of course, I had my whip on the right, and I just, squeeze on and maybe motivate him on the shoulder and everything. William Buick was very close to me on the right, so I say I go just a hand and heels here, because anyway I felt I'm going to win.
So it was a very patient ride, and then you say to win in a driving finish against William Buick you must have been absolutely delighted at the end to win at Newmarket as well.
Yeah, I was over the moon that day, and of course when we pull it up, I had a very big smile, and William Buick, who was behind me, said, "Well done." So I was very, very happy.
It must have been disappointing when you're coming into the winners' enclosure and there's virtually nobody there. I mean, there'd have been so many people there if we hadn't have been under the current lockdown restrictions. But what did it feel like then? Of course, after the race, then you were being interviewed on racing TV. Were your parents watching this live in Italy, or again, was it recorded for them?
No, it was recorded for them. Of course, I was very pleased to receive my first interview with Lydia Hislop because she recognized the difference from social media that I had the British Racing School and in front of the camera. So yeah, I enjoy a lot, and even though people was not there, I'm very pleased that I received a lot of support from social media in Twitter.
Oh yes, I've been looking on social media. You've had some congratulations from people like Cornelius Lysett, the ex-BBC commentator. Sarah Cumani's been on there. Loads of different people have been on social media congratulating you.
Yeah, so of course it's a good thing because jockey life, it's very up and downs. So really thank you for all the support because make the difference, I think.
Yeah, hopefully this will get you some more rides as well, which is important.
Yeah, I hope so because Mr. Jarvis doesn't have a lot of horses, and I think the next step is keep going to get more experience in the morning under other trainers' orders and work from there.
And the Wimpole Hall is owned by William Jarvis. What did he say after you'd won the race?
No, he was happy. He said to me, "Well done." Well, he said nothing else. He was pleased.
You'd followed his orders to perfection, had you? Yeah.
That you have to ask him. I mean, I'm not Mr. Jarvis, but he said to me, "Try to have a leader." And fortunately, I got the chance to have a leader. Was not very strict orders because he said, who knows, maybe he jumped very well, forced jumping out. So you can go in front if that happened.
Yeah. So
but I prefer you take a leader.
Yeah. So finally, what are your future ambitions in horse racing?
Of course, it's getting more experience and more rides, and of course, more winners to maintain my race strike higher.
Well, you've got a very good strike rate at the moment. You've got 4 winners out of 12, isn't it? I think, yeah.
Yeah, and like I said in the interview with Lydia, I was very over the moon because I had the same score about the last year, 2 winners.
In 2019, you won 2 out of 6, and now you've won 2 out of 6 in 2020. Yeah.
Now, of course, I'm looking to go do the step forward about that. Depends.
Well, hopefully, you'll get some more rides, which then will lead to some more winners. And would you like to one day ride in Italy?
Yeah, of course. Why not? I mean, come back maybe in my hometown for one opportunity to ride there could be amazing because maybe it's also a good opportunity to my parents to watch me live. Yeah. Because they are quite old now. They are going to the 70, and my mother is quite afraid about fly. And she has asthma as well. So if I go there, it's more easy for my parents or family or friends, to share a good moment with me.
Well, hopefully you'll get the chance to do that in the not too distant future. One thing that you are doing particularly is that as a young person, you're really following your dream, which is a lot to be said. A lot of people don't take the opportunity to go for their dreams, and there's a lot to be said for that. Who knows, if you hadn't chosen to watch the Seabiscuit film on the sofa all those years ago, you wouldn't be an apprentice jockey.
Who knows, Stephen? Maybe not.
But good job you chose that film.
I was just lucky, I think.
Well, anyway, it's an inspiration to anyone else who wants to be a jockey. Thank you very much for being with us on the show in the paddock, and the best of luck for the rest of the season. Thank you for joining us.
Many thanks. It's a pleasure.
Thank you for listening to the first episode of the Paddock and the Pavilion.
Follow us on Twitter at the Pad and Pav.
Sports Social Podcast Network.
Okay, round 2. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right, ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.